I've never done this before either, Dad, so
That's
don't worry
okay.
about it.
I'm better on this end than on your end, so that's why I'm here.
Kenneth Howard Fierstead, born in Dodge County, Minnesota, on a rural farm.
When?
Oh, 1938.
August 23rd.
August 23rd, yeah.
Of the farm where you were born.
A mile east of Hayfield, 2 miles south, and a mile and a half east. I was 10 years old when we left there. Parents divorced or separated then. They weren't divorced yet, but they were separated.
Country school you started in, right?
I think it was District 47. Just from where we lived on the farm there, it was just 3/4 of a mile west of our place. Out by Oslo, it was just a mile across the field. Sylvanus School, it was called, yeah.
Is it the
One was 74 and the other one was 47.
It was on the hill, wasn't
Yeah.
it, that school?
It's still there, the building, people live in the school yet.
Yeah. So that would be
2 miles east of Oslo and a mile and a half north.
Yep.
And then we moved to Austin. And I think I was 14 years old then. 1608 and a half west Oakland. There weren't hardly any houses out there then. Central High School in Austin. Hated it every day of my life. Austin and carpentry. Yeah, they didn't like me there either. Carpenter, the one teacher, he sawed the handle off my hammer because I held it too. I didn't hold it way out on the end one time, and he seen me pounding, and he grabbed my hammer away from me and sawed the handle off of it.
That's where that came from. Every time I got yelled at for
Yeah.
choking up on the hammer instead of from the end.
Yeah. Skipped as much more school than I went to.
How did you get to Hayfield then? Because that's like 17 miles.
Hitchhiked. Would walk most of the way, or if somebody didn't pick me up, I'd walk to Hayfield and work on the farm then for the weekend. And for Glenn and Stella Fierstead most of the time, yep. Yeah. We didn't have any money. We had to work somewhere to have money to pay rent and groceries. And
Yeah, the teacher that liked you, right? And
yeah, Mort Carney, a shop teacher. Yeah, he had a corner where he smoked, and he had it taped off, or had I can't remember what it was, kind of a canvas room corner there, and he always had that window open, and he would smoke there. And it was a big shop. Of course, it was a big school, you know. And he would sit back there and smoke, and he would motion to me because he knew I liked to skip on Friday, and he'd let me crawl out the window, and then I could skip, and then I'd hitchhike to Hayfield, and he'd let me crawl out that window. He'd motion to me at a certain time, you know, and if I didn't have anything special to do in shop, well, he'd let me crawl out that window, and I'd skip, and then I'd go hitchhike to Hayfield. You know, we had shop, I think, around 2 o'clock in the afternoon, and I could skip the rest of the day on Friday then. And he was nice. He was a great teacher. I did well in shop, you know, real well. And he eventually, I turned 16, and I didn't come back to school. And I was living on a farm with my aunt and cousin, and I got a call on the farm, and my mother said that Mort Carney come to our house in Austin and said that he would pay my education to go to college if I would go to finished high school, and he would pay my college education if I would come and be an electrician. Yeah, and I never went like a damn fool. Yeah, that's how much he thought of me. Yeah, just because he liked me, I done extra well for him, I think, too, and he treated me nice. And never went back to school again. And I turned 16 that summer, and that's too bad I didn't, but yeah, it's a lot of stories there. I didn't have money, that was the biggest thing. I didn't have decent clothes, and just, yeah, had the worst breath in the world. I can always remember that. Yeah. I didn't smoke, and I thought he smelled terrible. Yeah. That's funny, you remember stuff like that.
Yep.
I always wanted to go back and talk to him and thank him, and I never did. And I thought while I was telling Barb I should go talk to him and thank him what an influence he was. And by God, here I seen his obituary in the paper. I waited too long. Yeah. Worked for Glenn and Stella. I got $1 a day, room and board. Then I went to school in Austin, and seen an ad in the paper. You had to be 16 years old. And that's when I was 15. That's when I quit school. And I was still 15, and I seen an ad in the paper. They wanted a 16-year-old. You had to be 16 to apply for this job working for Francis Sheedy. He lived southwest of Austin on a farm. And they paid $125 a month. And I thought, holy cow. And Donnie had a car. My brother is 2 years older than me, and I asked him if he'd drive me out there. I said, I'm going to lie and say I'm 16 years old, and I wouldn't be 16 until August. But I'm going to tell him I'm 16 years old. And Donnie drove me out there, and I said, I'm going to just put an extra pair of jeans and a shirt and a pair of underwear in a paper bag and take it along in case they would hire me. So I had something along, an extra pair of socks, And Donnie drove me out there, and he asked me, do you know how to drive a John Deere tractor? And I said, I do. And he says, well, I'll try you out. And so he hired me, and $125 a month, and here I'd been getting $1 a day, Yeah, so that's...
Plus room and board.
Plus room and board. The greatest people you ever worked for. Yeah, Francis Sheedy. Yep. Tractor work, milk cows. Yeah, he got up at 4:45 every morning there. They were excellent people to work for, really good, yeah.
Had clean clothes every day.
Every day, and full meals, and no matter what you were doing, 5 o'clock at night, you shut the tractor off and went to the barn and milked. At 7 o'clock at night, you were all done. You walked in the house at night while you had your clean clothes there. You walked to the basement, took a shower, and you were all done. That was it. Yeah, just wonderful, full meals, and just the nicest people you ever worked for in your life.
Were you the only employee?
Yep. Yeah, really good people. Yeah. Yeah, and I always remembered that they were Catholic, and they said, now, if you want to go to church, we'll take you to... They knew I was Lutheran, and we'll take you to a Lutheran church if you want to go to church on Sunday.
Oh.
Yeah.
Did they have kids of their own?
No, never had
they
no...
just kind of adopted you then?
Yeah. Gee, they were wonderful people, yeah. Yeah. Taught me a lot, They didn't teach you like a slave like Stella and Glenn did. You'd get done eating at 7, 8 o'clock at night. Well, you better go out and split wood yet until 10 o'clock at night and stuff like that, just try and get every penny they could out of you for $1 a day. Yeah, and then he said, well, I was done just for the summer. I worked for him, but he says, if you go back to Austin and you're going to school there, why, you check with I don't know what they were to him, but She Dairy in Austin. He said, you can probably get a job delivering milk house to house. They had a dairy. There were two brothers or cousins or something. I don't remember what relatives were. But he said check with them and see if you can get a part-time job there. So I did, and then I got a part-time job with them delivering milk before I went to school in the mornings. So then I checked with the bowling alley, and I got a job with the bowling alley setting pins at night. So I'd set pins at night till about 11 o'clock at night, and then I'd get up at 3:30 in the morning and deliver milk before I went to school. So, and I had two jobs, so then I was making pretty good money there again. And I can't remember what I got paid. I think I got like $3 an hour at the dairy, and so I made like $6 in the morning. I worked a couple of hours at the dairy, and then I set pins at night.
First car.
39 Ford. I bought it when I was working at Sheedy's, $65. Yeah.
Ford man. He started out as a Ford man.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well,
He
from
did.
Joe Funk. Yeah.
Was that the one that had the flames on it? Or was that a
No,
different
that
car?
was 38 Chevy.
Oh, okay.
I bought that when we got married.
Oh,
When Barb started driving, and she needed a car at home there, she'd go babysitting for somebody or something, and I bought that old 38 Chevy I could drive to Hayfield. I give $30 for the 38 Chevy.
oh, really?
Yeah.
Where did Barb come in the picture then? How did you meet Barb?
Oh, I was at the Cass in Dodge County Fair, walking around, and I don't know. Russell Jensen she was friends with Sonia Iverson, and Russell Jensen and I were walking around the fair, and I think Russell stopped and talked to Sonia Iverson, and Barb was with Sonia, and that's how I met Barb there, I think was the first time. Anyway, I think I met her there, and then one night after a ball game, we were all at the cafe in Hayfield, and Chris Peterson was a friend of mine. And I don't really call him a friend, he was a screwball. But he was a good guy, but he was just crazier than hell. Anyway, he says, see that gal sitting over there in the booth? He says, go over and ask her if she'll go out with me. I said, I'll go ask her if she'll go out with you. So I go over and ask Barbara if she'll go out with Chris, and she said, hell, I don't want to go out with that asshole or something, you know. So I said, will you go out with me? And I suppose she said, I'll come over and pick you up next Wednesday night. That's how I met her. Yeah. That was funny. Yeah. She wouldn't go out with Chris. And he says, God damn you.
It's good that she had standards.
And he always accused me that I didn't even ask her for him.
Who'd you run around with the most?
Oh, Russell Johnson, Roger Misted. I don't know. I can't really think. There was a bunch of us that really hung out together, and I can't even think anymore.
Did you know anybody who had polio?
Bobby Sinjum. Yeah. That was back when my parents were still together. Yeah.
How did he turn out? Did he overcome it, or?
Yeah, pretty much. So he's a little crippled in his legs, kind of, but he farmed with it, and he's still living to this day. I think he's about 2 years older than me. Lived north of Oslo. He's still living. You probably know him, huh, Brian? Bobby Zindum?
I know the name. I can't place him though.
He lived up by Clark Lane.
Oh, really? Up that far? Okay.
The biggest influence on me was knowing Wallace Jensen, father-in-law. Yeah, he's a great guy. I wouldn't cry when I talk about him. He was so nice. Never had a mean bone in his body. No. You tell me.
Yeah.
You would say the same, wouldn't you?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. He was
Absolutely.
just the nicest guy you could know. Francis Sheedy was that type of guy that I worked for too. Just not a mean bone in their body, just good guys, just good. There's another one of them guys. Another one of them guys. I don't know why a guy's ashamed of crying, but
We all do it, whether we admit it or not.
yeah.
So,
Yeah.
it's okay. I'll give time to think. Gives me time to think.
He can edit all this stuff out, so.
Um,
It was scary when Brian was born, when he changing his blood. I think 3 times, didn't we?
Mm-hmm. 3 transfusions.
Yeah, that was scary. But it turned out good, everything.
remember when your neighbors to the north first moved to the area? Me?
Pretty much so, yeah. Yeah.
Describe that. Do you remember a trailer house being towed on the highway or anything? Or
No,
no?
no,
I do.
I don't really remember a trailer house at all, really. But when you think about it, now I do. But I don't remember you guys doing it.
That was a pink trailer, by the way.
It was.
Really?
Yep. Yep.
Yeah, I can't remember the old guy that lived there. What was
Sam Elam.
Sam Elam? Yeah.
Yeah.
He died in the cornfield. Yeah.
Yeah.
Bee stings.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or bought that section by the highway there where Brian grew up. What year was that?
60. 1960. We lived there 43 years. We owned it 43 years. Yeah. Had a pony all my life, I guess.
When you moved, you drove your pony in a cart from Hayfield over by Oslo.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We had a pony a long time there. Then we moved to Austin. We kept the pony at Grover Amundsen's, my brother-in-law. And from there, I don't know what happened to the pony. I can't figure that out. I don't know whatever happened to it.
Oh.
If Grover sold it or what. Twinkle and Star, or Twinkle and
The brown one was
Taffy, yeah,
Yep.
Taffy, yeah. We sold her, bought her home in the back seat of a car and sold her, and she went in the back seat of a car again. Yeah. Trixie. Yeah.
Yep.
She was a good horse. Yeah.
Lots of saddle horses, and then you went into draft horses.
Dolly and Maggie.
Yep.
Sassy and Emma Jean.
Yeah.
So did you name them or did they come named?
I named them. Barb and I did, or the kids, I don't know.
No, I don't remember.
Do you remember your dogs' names?
Not very well, I don't.
Remember Feller?
Yeah, that was the one he had.
Remember
He slept with him.
Laddie was the first dog I remember.
Yeah.
That was a collie, right?
Yeah. Milkman ran over him.
Yep. And then we had Happy. I don't remember what was in between that. Where was Cinder? After Happy or before Happy?
I don't know, he disappeared. Cinder.
grizzly. Looked like a little bear cub when he was a puppy.
Started working there with Nimitz in 1956, I think. I worked there 9 years for Nimitz. Yeah. He was good to me. He was a pretty good guy. I started there for $50 a week and I worked for 50 hours, $50 a week. Yeah. And I worked there 9 years, and when I quit, I can't remember what I was making. I remember Paul Arns told me I was the highest paid individual in Hayfield by the hour. Yeah.
What did you do there at the elevator? What was your job when you started and through the years?
Grinding feed.
Oh.
Yeah. Yeah. And Leonard Plessum was manager there, and I was just run the feed mill. And did I tell you about the pay deal?
Mm-hmm. Left the checks out.
Yeah. Barb Kohler Peterson's wife was secretary there, and Nimitz always paid us Saturday noon, and he wasn't there that one Saturday, and Kohler Peterson's wife was supposed to pay us. And here she brought the checks out, and Leonard Plessum, he was manager. Nimitz owned it, and here Kohler's wife brought the checks out and laid them on the counter. And damn it, here, I made more than Leonard Plessum, and he was manager, and I was just a laborer there, and I made more than Leonard did. Yeah. Oh, was he mad? Yeah. And I can't remember what I was making even anymore. But I know Paul Arns told me that I was making more than the highest priced laborer in town.
Oh.
Money, because I was going to quit there and go work for Romac. And I told him that I got I could get better benefits and more money if I went to, and he said he couldn't afford to lose me, that he didn't want me to quit. And he would give me a raise, but don't ever tell Leonard or anybody else how much he was paying me. And damn it, and here Barb comes and lays all the checks right out on the counter. Yeah, that was...
You want to explain what Romac was in Rochester?
Ready mix. Yeah. They needed a driver for a truck, and I had shoulder's license and everything. I could have went right there and drove right away. And he'd started me out at top pay at Romac, and I should have went there, really. I should have, you know.
Mm-hmm.
But I didn't.
You drove semi for Nimitz too.
Yeah.
Old Diamond T.
Yeah.
Where'd you drive it?
Red Wing.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Hauled feed or seed, or what'd you haul down
All
there?
grain down there.
Grain?
Yeah. Then I hauled feed out of the cities. You rode in it, didn't you,
Yeah.
to the cities with me?
Yep.
Yeah, I forget about that stuff. I can't imagine driving a semi in the cities back then. 2-lane streets and highways, and yeah, drive a big semi up in it. Hell, now I'm scared to drive a car up there. Of course, it's crazy nowadays.
It is.
Yeah.
You lost your brakes going into Red Wing, didn't you?
I lost the brakes going into Red Wing. Had to plow into a riverbank down there. Yeah, it was crazy.
Were you loaded?
Yes. Yeah, crazy.
Well, they come with fire extinguishers or something?
They come with a fire department.
Did they?
Cops and everything. Then they let me drive home without brakes instead of giving you a ticket or anything back then, you know. That was in the 60s maybe, probably, I don't know. Instead of giving you a ticket and ground you, you know, tow your truck away. Nowadays they'd put you in jail. Hell.
Well,
They towed me, got a wrecker and towed me in and unloaded me and said, get the hell out of here. You know?
oh,
Here I drove all the way home from Red Wing with no brakes. Yeah.
I don't remember why. Did you blow an airline or what?
Yeah, pancakes.
Blew?
Yeah.
It's a
Isn't that
long,
what- huh?
and it's a long ways from your top of the ridge till you get into Red Wing.
Yeah, yeah. And I had the air horn. I'm sure I've blown the horn to beat hell. I remember coming down through there, and they were ready for me because there were sirens blowing when I got there, I know. They had the streets all blocked off already and everything. They were ready for me.
That's what you said, that sometimes, or a lot of times when you got into Red Wing into town, there'd be somebody backing out of their driveway in your way or something.
Yeah.
That nobody did that day.
I was one honking the horn is what I was doing.
No.
Honking all the way down. And shifted down and down and down. And that engine, I can remember it sounded like an airplane.
No.
Yeah.
That was before it was overhauled or rebuilt?
Yeah.
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 Was that the last time you drove it that way?
Yep, that was it. I was never so scared. I thought I was going right into the Mississippi.
Oh, so then Nemitz took it someplace and put a bigger motor in it and lengthened the frame and
Yeah.
fixed it all up for you.
Geez, like a brand new Cadillac. Yeah. A lot of stories. I didn't do it. I think Hollis Holton stuck his foot in the feed mill and the shoe fell off.
Yeah. No,
No?
that's not the one.
What
No.
did I do?
Remember? He pulled his sleeve off and sewed his...
Oh, soda was shot. Yeah, that's right. He used to come out and tease us, I think, or something. I can't remember.
He teased you? You sure it wasn't you teasing him?
I suppose. I don't know. Soda sleeve shot. And, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, I bet Evelyn was mad at me. Yeah, he'd come there after school, I think, or something. Yeah.
I don't know if he was in school.
Oh, maybe it was.
Yeah.
Maybe it was during the summer or
Yeah,
something.
Yeah.
Yeah, I forgot about that. God dang. Hollis, I think, held him over a shooter who used to run feed down in with the carts, you know. And here he lost his goddamn shoe and went through the feed mill. Oh, I felt bad about that. That was terrible.
Then he's got to go back with one shoe back over to Evelyn.
Remember you at Brian's birthday party?
I don't know any of these people. I just heard there was a party here and I showed up.
Who's going to be held accountable for this event? Him? Sir.
What's his idea?
Sir.
Say something. Say yes or no. It was your idea.
No, not your idea.
Her mother, every so often, I'd throw one marshmallow on the internet. You got a kick out of that. Yeah. Now
Pretty good.
I can see her boiling, and I was drinking beer, and I was having fun. And she wasn't looking, and I was lucky I could hit her. Right. Now it was, and then I'd sit there and look the other way. You know? Now that was fun.
So that's my 50th.
Yeah, I got you.
My 50th birthday
Yeah.
party. You said your birthday, and I'm like, I had a lot of birthdays. I didn't know which one you were
Yeah.
talking about.
That's when you would walk by the door and seen all the grain belt.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's what I was hitting Fitzgerald too with a yeah marshmallows. He finally caught on where they were coming from. Finally.
Okay, Mike. What do you think of Brian's dance move? The DNA is from Grandma Jean.
Yeah, I'd say so.
Is it?
Grandma Jean, definite.
Yeah.
Grandma Jean?
Definite.
It's not on the Fierstead side?
No.
No?
Those Fiersteads can't dance. It was all-
Uh-oh. You know what? If he was here right now, he'd go nuts.
You think so?
Yep.
Where'd he go?
Can't believe I'm that old. I just can't believe it.
You don't feel 86?
No. I feel old, but I can't believe I'm that old. I never dreamt I'd live this long. My biggest legs, that's where I'm going to be. I'm not going to be walking much longer. I don't think they've really gotten bad. Yeah. Yeah, I can't. I got to stop every 30 feet or so walking up to the shed anymore. I can't make it. Fluid, yeah.
Heart.
Couldn't breathe. When you can't breathe, that's really scary. When you try and do something and then all of a sudden you can't breathe and you just pass out. And you sit there and you can get your air a little bit and get up and trying to tell Barb to help me, and she totally couldn't help me, and I had to call my own ambulance and stuff. I thought sure I was going to die at that time, but that was really scary. Yeah, and the ambulance come and wanted to put me on a stretcher and stuff, and I said, "The hell with you, goddamn! I don't, yeah, get me out." When I said, "Take me out," I crawled right in the back door of the ambulance, goddamn this high up. I crawled right up through the back door and got in and said, "Let's go. I don't want you monkeying with me, no vitals or nothing. Get going." I was really scared. I thought sure I was dying right there. Yeah.
They must have give you oxygen right away. Did you start to feel better as soon
I
as you
don't
got
remember. I was passing out and coming to and passing out, and that's the scaredest I've ever been of anything. I thought sure I was dying. I never thought I'd make it to Rochester. Yeah.
How long ago was that?
I can't remember. 2 years.
Yeah.
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 That was as close to dead I could been. I don't know why I was scared. I'm not afraid to die, but it's just you can't breathe. It's terrible. Right now, I wouldn't. That's what I want to do if I go. Just shut it off. The hell with it. I've lived a good life. Happy. I got good kids, and just what more can you want? Yep. Yep. What more can I accomplish? But, I don't want no funeral or nothing. Just no funeral. Just.
What do you want to be remembered by as?
Nothing. Hell, just.
No?
No, just.
No?
Nah, nothing.
I think
I don't have nothing great to be remembered about, I was just a guy. That's it. Nothing to write about.
I disagree.
I could disagree too.
Write about more bad things than good things. I drank too much.
So,
A lot of fun drinking. I enjoyed it. But then there was a lot of bad stuff too. Yep. Well, and I had a lot of good friends drinking. But then I overdone it. I got hooked on it and I got addicted to it. I overdrank. I think it's got a lot to do with depression. But
well, Barb, I guess you better come in here too.
Stand up.
you just wait.
Just,
Do you want
No, Kenny, you stay there, and then Barb's gonna
to?
be here.
Okay.
I want a hug.
Not now.
Not now. Just wait.
Best guy ever.
Not every wife will say that. I'm just saying that.
Oh. Always.
Don't volunteer a lot of talking now.
Well,
Oh,
You don't know what you're in for, Dockin.
no, for
you've
sure.
always told me that.
Oh.
So,
Who was your best neighbor ever?
you are an awesome promoter. Okay, Barb. I heard a story. Do you remember your first date with Kenny?
In Hayfield, in a restaurant we met the second time. I just happened to see him in Dodge County Fair when I was there with a girlfriend, and he was there with a guy friend, and she knew the guy friend, so that's when I really met him the first time. But the time we decided to go out and about on a date was in Hayfield restaurant. No, I don't remember the details. I just said, okay, sure, I'll go with you.
You don't remember Chris Peterson?
No. Mm-mm. You knew a lot of them
I
better
went over
than...
and asked you if you'd go out with Chris Peterson.
I must have said no. I don't even know who it was.
That's how it went. And then I asked if you'd go out with me. And I said, I'll come over and pick you up Wednesday night.
So,
Yeah.
what did you see in Kenny that you liked?
No, being a guy and being nice to me.
He's a nice guy.
Yes, and wanting to take me out and about, of course. So that was a great thing to do.
Way to go, Kenny.
Boy, she don't know what I was thinking.
I know what he did.
Oh,
He did
God.
good.
Yes, he did. He did good 3 times for me.
You asked for it.
Oh, if you guys...
Anything else you want to know?
Oh, what did I do for you this morning?
Watermelon.
Oh, my God.
In bed. Oh,
You are nuts.
So, what you're saying is, life is good then, no matter how old you are.
right.
Oh.
What was your horse's name or your pony's name? What was it?
My first horse was Trigger, after Roy Rogers was the guy I liked. And I even rode my dad's workhorse. Her name was May. Oh, and then when I was just getting to be a teenager, my dad bought me a horse close to Halloween, and her name is Tricks or Treats, or Trixie's what I always called her, and had her, and Ken even rode her after we started dating. I've always been a horse girl since I was 12 years old, and I rode Trigger to country school course, you guys don't know what country schools are like, but I went to country school on a pony.
So you remember Waltham School. Do you remember being a Waltham school mother?
Yep, I was. I loved doing that too. And way back in the day at Trinity Lutheran Church in Hayfield, I was a school teacher in church.
Sunday school.
Yeah, for young ones.
So what is your proudest moment?
Being a mama. And I thank the Father for that, making me a mama. And they were good kids in Hayfield, of course. Well, and then they got older and got married and have their own families now too, so I've got a lot in my family, so that's good.
Do you like working at the country club?
I loved it.
No.
Rochester Golf and Country Club, 45 years. I'm still friends with some of them, even after I retired. And I did pet sit for some of them. I'd stay in their house for a week and take care of their pets. And sometimes when they had an anniversary party or a graduation party for one of their kids, I'd go work at their houses too.
Do you like working at lawns?
Oh yes, I did. And then one of the best things I heard when I was working at Lon's grocery store as a cashier person, my son came in one day to me and said, "Oh, hi, Mom. Today you're a grandma." He told me that Annie had been born, his first girl.
Kenny, what advice do you have for the generation of today?
Save your money. You never know what's going to happen. That's real important.
Mm-hmm.
Live like God would want you to live. Yes. Be honest and be, yes. Yeah. Family and health. Very, very important. Be thankful for everything. Yeah.
Daughter Jill is a school teacher, and she tells her, they're really young kids, probably like first graders, "Thank you, God, for the world so sweet. Thank you for the food we eat. Thank you for the birds that sing. Thank you, God, for everything."
Take life more serious. Way, way more serious. Don't just take it for granted. Really, I took everything for granted. I just was not serious enough about life. I wasn't. I took it too freely. I did. Yeah. I debate on it. I do. I debate with myself about it. And that's what you're just talking about, like the things we done. I did things I couldn't afford to do, but I done them, and now I'm glad I did them. Really. You know, I spent money where I shouldn't have spent money with. I couldn't really afford them, or I should have saved money, and damn it, I'm glad I did them. So it's debatable, you know. Or buying a new car or a new pickup. I didn't really need it when I think about it now, but I did it. You know, it's so many things to think about. But I wanted a new car. Damn it, I went and bought one, and I couldn't afford it really. And I was pressed for money, or it's so many different things. hunting trips or stuff, you know. Went to Canada hunting where I probably couldn't afford it, but I did it. And then I go out of illness and or different things, you know. But if I wouldn't have, I'd be sorry to this day I didn't do it.
And so would Brian, because Brian has all the stories of back in the day of
Yeah.
so.
And then
So how
now
much is
to
that
this
worth?
day, what the hell's the difference? I'm glad I done it, you know. So it depends on how you look at it.
Oh, I'm glad that everything we did, I'm grateful for that we had
Yeah, it's
time to do stuff together, hunting or fishing or vacationing. Or,
I lay awake to this day and think about stuff I did wrong, and I hate it that I do it, lay in bed and think about stuff that I done wrong. Why do I let it bother me? And it bothers me to this day when at night I think about that stupid stuff, and I think, why do I worry about it? What the hell? I did it, and it's gone, but yet I lay in bed and think about the stupid stuff I done or said or.
I would say to a 15-year-old girl, just keep doing things, go to school, and if you have a nice guy who wants to take you out on a date, go with them for sure. And babysit for your neighbor kids and your cousins. Just do a people thing for sure. So, and when you've met a good guy, just keep going with him. Let him decide what they want to do for sure.
That sounds like a good recipe for life.
Oh. And then I have something for family too on their birthdays. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. You look like a monkey and you smell and act like one to love you. It's a family traditional since this was probably about this big. And I always tell them it's the last two words, love you, with a silly family traditional birthday song.
And who started that tradition?
Me. It's something to do, and it's the last two words.
Yep, that's very nice. It is.
but your
silly.
friends on the radio.
Yes.
What radio station is that?
KNEI in Waukon, Iowa is, we listen every morning about 7 o'clock to Eric and
8 o'clock.
Eric and Kathy. And sometimes they'll say, oh, it's their birthday, so I even called them and sang happy birthday to them. And the girl said, oh, I love it. I sing it to my kids too.
Started something.
Yeah, so it did, just what it says.
So do they say this, we have Barb Fierstead from Lanesboro, Minnesota on the line.
They have a water cooler question every day, something silly, you know, that they give the answer for. And see, because I met that girl in Preston, Minnesota at a county fair once, so I personally know her too, and to tell her that love you. What you do on radio every day, something to do.
Kenny, is there anything we didn't cover?
There's a lot.
There's a lot. I
And I
just
don't
have
want to
a-
go there.
I have a lot of memories, and they were good ones with you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
With, same with you.
We were just recently talking about working on snowmobiles in our garage, Nipco heater, and the cardboard on the floor and cardboard up in the rafters, and it was like a meeting place with
Yeah.
Steve Belt, you and I.
Yeah.
I remember one who, Nelson, what was his name?
Gerard Nelson.
Remember how I scared him?
You scared Gerard?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Gerard.
I don't remember what he was doing something, and I would
It's like he was gonna attack Gerard like.
He's goofy. So anyways, Kenny, you were my shop teacher.
Really? Yeah.
Yeah, we had a lot of good times there too.
We did.
Stuff you like to show off for us and drive like a wild man. Sometimes I fly up to Craig's gravel road in the pickup on two wheels. Not really.
What was it you used to do with that old pickup stuff? Hit the brakes or something and throw it in reverse or something.
Go backwards and put it in
Yeah. Yeah.
Anyways, it's a wrap, people. Thank you.
This was great.
So, Kenny, what happened this morning?
That was dumb.